the Egyptians when Pharaoh gave the workers to build bricks without straw. And that is basically what Gaisuku is doing to the worker. They're giving them an impossible task to perform.
Exactly.
Now, I understand what happened here, CN. When they're not completing this task within the time allotted to them, they're not being given the subsistence to travel. That is even withheld from them too. So if they're not finishing this work, if LBI people are not finishing this work, and they have to travel back to the location with their own money. So that is also unfair. So it appears that Gaisuku, for some reason, is trying to harass these cane cutters, probably to get them angry, to take the streets, and to find some reason for dismiss them. So the workers have to be very sensitive in how they're dealing with the situation. The union should represent these workers. The guy.
Machan is now supposed to represent the workers. Now he in the parliament.
Well, CN, you know he's in the parliament, so there's some amount of conflict of interest because in the parliament under the PPP, and the PPP is the controlling Gaisuku. So there's among the conflict of interest. Of course, he's not here to represent his workers here. So it is a conflict of interest.
Well, I'm happy that Mr. Jaipal, who's a member of parliament, come down me here this morning, and I will give you all that opportunity to talk, but let me get the clear right, you know. Okay. You're from where? LBI?
Good morning. My name is Rayan Carlo from LBI, the 7B gang. What I'm saying is that Gaisuku is trying to pressure we, the small man at the bottom, to recover the cars that they themselves lost by pressuring we for take the living that we get, that could already feed us and our family. When they are spending millions, they bring in 10 bell loader, brand new bell loader, and all the boom cannot work. They have to take the old bell loader boom to put on the brand new bell loader that they buy. You're cutting costs and you're pressuring me at the bottom. I just get a small dollar. We are cane harvesters. Right, they bring, I think, 17 tractors in this country that cannot work. Then you're telling me you're cutting costs.
Okay, quick response, Jaipal.
Yes, Ian, the worker is very right. The Gaisuku is punishing these individuals. They're taking away their livelihood. They're giving them a low wage, a starvation wage, and whatever word you want to say that they're doing to the workers. But what is important, Ian, is that Gaisuku itself is in difficulty in terms that they owe the banks, they owe creditors, they owe persons that pay in advance for sugar. So they're in a very serious situation with the banks. They can't get money to carry out their work. In addition, they started the harvest for the first crop of January late. So that compounded the problem. They also punishing the people, although they're not paying them the money and trying to rob them here. They did not pay the people the annual production incentive that is supposed to have paid since the completion of 2010. So the people completed their target, they didn't pay. Now I tell people they're going to pay them until the 16th of March. Now this constitutes an emergency. And this is where the Minister of Finance should be taking money from the contingency fund to solve the situation in Gaisuku. Instead, they're punishing the workers and putting an additional burden to complete tasks, which is impossible.
Okay, Jaipal, talk.
We need our money. Them talking about 16,000 tons of sugar before we get to API. We want to API, we want to go back to our normalcy. We have a next rep here from LBI, you can have a few of them.
No, LBI was a grinding estate with a dump system, right? They close LBI. Put your load sling punt, you got to pay security for what you sling, right? If they even do mechanical cutting, you can't grind it and more, because more is sling. Now, with all of that, right? That sling system, we have built now a dump will cost millions of dollars, close down the LBI factory, right? So who will pay for all this money but them borrow now?
What in between and close down? Jaipal, could you respond to the gentleman?
Yes, he made some valid point. The EU had given this government a lot of euros to subsidize the industry. And I made mention of this, what the government did, instead of subsidizing instead of giving that money to the workers, so they could have say a million or two with a couple acres of land to go and do their own work, scratch crop or mine and livestock or something. Diversify the industry. The government utilizes money to build the scaled sugar factory, costing 200 million US dollars. Okay, so it is correct that the European Union gave this administration a lot of money, equivalent to 120 billion Guyana dollars.
Well, I'm happy some of y'all might not even know this. The European give your government so much $1 million to give y'all a house, that's at least an acre land, and so much money to y'all can go and plant and make a livelihood. The government did not do that. They take the money and then go, no. They went and built the sugar factory that is in Skeldon. Is that so?
Yes, they invested in the white
This is, man, relax. Please.
Mr. Sharma, about 2 weeks ago, we had a pre-crop brief.
Y'all don't listen. Y'all would not know what is going on.
Mr. Sharma, about 2 weeks ago, we had a pre-crop brief at LBI with all the managers them. At LBI, they store 500 tubes. Where security was watchman this thing? All the tube missing. 500 tube missing. At the store, 128 tires, new brand tires for tractor, truck, all missing. Nobody can give a count for these things. That's what the manager tell us at the pre-crop brief. Who responsible for this thing? We are the worker got to respond for this? It's unfair to us.
And you think it's unfair. Shut him out.
Me think it's unfair to us. And if we left up cane in the field, in our task, they must say substandard work.
So there is no accountability you're talking about.
In Gaisukot and more.
Okay, before I conclude the program.
At last year, 2011, and more, in December month, and more dumped 156 pounds of cane. Up to now, nobody can give a count. Me we can respond here in Parliament.
Yes, and what we need is a report from Gaisuku stating what they're paying the senior management and the middle management. You would see from that less than a quarter of the workers is receiving more than 80% of the employment costs of the sugar industry. And they're not paying the people in the field, but they're paying the people in the office. Now the people in the office are not comfortable, as the officer mentioned, with the losses that they incurred. So as what I'm saying, basically the wages at the higher level of management is like about 1,000% more than these field workers. And these are the workers that's keeping the industry surviving and existing today.
Okay. Well, the situation here, we understand there are several other estates in this strike here, right?
Yes.
And more LBI, Losiknan, King Grove Gang. What we are saying, we want Gaisukok to give us the accountability for the cane when they throw it. Up to now, they can't give us account. 156 pounds of cane. When they manure this cane, then cut this cane, then transport this cane, and then pay people for destroy this cane.
Okay, what is your name?
Me name Maki. Maki. Yeah, Maki. 156 pounds cane and throw away and more. December month, the last week in December. And nobody can give a account of it up to now. Gaisiko, the whole of Gaisiko management know about this. And me, be honest with you, me don't frighten the victimization.
Okay, we have some very arrogant workers here at the time, and they must be arrogant at this time because they do have a family to maintain. And yes, sir.
We love you.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, Ms. Ronald from LBI. Harvested.
Now, hold on. Just cut it.
Ms. Ronald from LBI. Keen Harvesting, representative of Gau. Mr. Sharma, we are appealing on Gaisuku in this situation we are facing right now. It's terrible because we already finished this last year with money and cannot get it. How would these people to go to work? We can't afford this because we family punishing me. We wake up 3 o'clock in the morning for go to work. Then when we come here, we can't finish with tasks. They take everything out. They say 2.6. We not even make 2 ton cane in the task. What we working for? The task can't share. We can't. We can't. We have a bridge at Enmore. They're forcing you to load the cane. and the field. And when we go as a representative of the place, the cane is grazing out. It is making cane in the canal, sugar. So how we going to get money? And it was forcing you to load it.
Okay, in 1948, you can remember in that Enmore what happened when those sugar workers was gunned down. Yeah, and what they gone down there for? Cut and load. And cut and load still exists on to now. Is that so?
Yeah.
So what sort of thing they were talking to they're doing for the sugar workers?
Nothing.
And this government, late President Jagan, always concerned, great concern about sugar workers. Sugar workers that make him what he be today. Today, the sugar workers are now suffering. Nobody paying no attention to the sugar workers. Before we close the program,
Mr. Sharma, me ask the government, right? Me name Hari Prasad. Me ask the government to take off August Monday as a holiday because they bring back slavery.
Exactly. That the task must share, and which is the wrong.
these are some of the view of the sugar workers out there this Tuesday morning. And this program will broadcast at 12:30. You all can turn on your television, and it will broadcast internationally.
Some of us may die, oh my God, over here how to God, come into this world and see what is going on. This man always unites and work very hard, and God he always there bad. Some of us are holla, and some of us are ball. The money that we earning, God can't do at all. You live in your own country and you live for God. This small man is the man that always find it hard. Oh my God, over here have you God. Come into this world and see what is going on. Now where is this mama till they have a lot of bread? They party the sea, but they have to contest. This man always want more, but he remain poor. I think this is too much, cause we can't take more. So listen now God, do listen to this one. This man is a real man, and he dead and gone. Oh my God.
What?
Well, this song is not only dedicated to C and Sharma, but it's dedicated to all Guyanese throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. Watch this. All who here to see justice will open up.
Yeah, the program Justice for All. Ram?
Mr. Sharma, we have two very important subjects, but we should reintroduce Dr. Durga because
Mr. Durga, give us your comment.
Well, thank you for inviting me again. The hot topic at this moment, especially in the
rice
in the rural
and the sugar
area,
industry,
sugar
and rice.
and
Let
rice.
me focus on that.
Yeah.
Sugar and rice.
Sugar and rice.
Yes.
Yeah. So the most disturbing thing is that while sugar is in such a crisis and people can't get their severance, I do not understand who are the people who are aching people, deliberately, insulting these people. How can you go and want to have a sports bar opened in the sugar workers' place?
Why do you open a sport bar for?
I don't know.
Sport?
Yeah, to sport.
Okay.
What?
To drunk them.
No, this is a sport bar for the top staff.
Okay.
Oh, I
So
see.
this is sending the wrong message to the ordinary worker.
Yes.
And as Jaipal said, that they make 1,000% more than the sugar workers. Today, the sugar workers can get the second part of their pension. You understand? Because those people, from what I understand, they counted on it. They got the first half of their severance, and they planned it that, well, okay, if it can carry them the first 6 months, then when they get the other half, in the meantime, they're looking for jobs, which they're not getting. They're getting jobs here and there, and so forth. So in the meeting yesterday with a few of them, what we had, it is a dire situation. And above that, they go and want to open a sports bar out of all things. That's an insult to the people. The rice situation is, I want to alert Guyana in the whole. That in 2014, when we alerted everybody that there's garbage being shipped to Venezuela and this is going to get us into trouble, Venezuela first started and they cut the contract in half.
They terminated the contract.
They terminated the contract. So they got 50% of what they were exporting. They continue with sending garbage rice at a high price of their friends and families and so forth. So the whole contract gone. Panama, we're facing the same situation. When we heard this thing from the international part of the rice world, that Guyana rice is being rejected in Panama. So when we asked it, they denied it first. They said there's nothing there. When we said that there's already 20 containers rejected, and it was published. Thanks to Kaichor News who alerted this. They finally came out and they said that, well, indeed it is 20 plus containers. But now they're saying that when 20 containers, and we're talking thousands of bags, are rejected, they're saying, oh, it's just a few bags and so forth. 20 containers, just a few bags? What are we doing? You understand? So now they're saying again a similar situation like Venezuela, that, oh, it's not that bad and it's all okay.
But who responds for that? Who responds for that?
Well, ultimately the minister is responsible for what.
Mr. June that time.
No. It's at that time was Minister Ramsamy. And now it's Minister Holder.
Yes.
You understand? He's ultimately responsible. But there is a rice board who he pick and choose. He put his friends and family or whatever he had, and he put them in the rice board.
Who put them?
That is the minister.
Which minister?
Minister Holder.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And the result, you see that, because the lame is guiding the blind.
Yeah.
And I'm warning, while Mr. Hassan is doing like, oh, there's nothing happening. It is a serious matter.
Yes.
This rice goes to the poorest people in Panama.
Yes.
And let us not forget, there is an election coming up there. This government has jailed the previous minister for corruption.
You mean in Panama?
In Panama.
Yeah.
And now they're facing a similar situation where they're being accused of corruption, bringing dog food, giving it to people.
What kind of dog food? Broken rice?
No, this is rice when you make parboiled rice.
Okay.
It goes through a sorting machine and all the black kernels, so it's rejected. That is what they packed and they send it there as white rice.
Yes.
It's criminal.
So they send them garbage.
They send them garbage. Well, it's not garbage.
Who certified this rice? Who certified the rice?
GRDB certified, and this is the crux of the matter. Okay. While Mr. Hassan said, oh, there's nothing happening, when thousands and thousands of bags are packaged, it's not something you can miss.
Yeah.
One is parboiled, dark brown color,
Yes.
the other one is lily white.
Okay.
So it means that if it is one grader, I can understand. This is a concerted effort. It's an organized scam.
Yes.
And the whole of GRDB is responsible for that. So this is where my problem is now. While this will immediately affect the farmers, let me tell you, Mr. Sharma, it's not what I am saying. GRDB is like they're mocking the farmers. Day before yesterday, they published the paddy prices. And they're saying in West Ham, the paddy price is between $2,200 and $3,000.
So what do you respond to the Minister of Agriculture?
That is Minister Holder.
The minister is completely silent.
He is completely silent. they do like there's no problem in the rice industry while we're facing a crisis. How will farmers pay their bills? You see, if you have thousands of acres of rice and you do it at that scale, yes, you'll make money. But a guy who has 10 and 15 acres with $2,200 and $3,000, he can't make ends meet.
He's at a loss.
He's at a loss.
I mean to understand it means can get millions of dollars. Is that true?
No, well,
That's another story, Mr. Sharma.
The administration,
Yes.
before this administration,
Yes.
all those cases are now in court. And I had published it before the election, when they said Dorga is a madman, and it's not true. I'm holding out that on the freight alone, they stole 32 million United States dollars.
How much billion?
Who can get account for this money?
Well, it has to be GRDB. Those are the people who were there. The minister who was in charge. You
Who the
understand?
minister that time?
That was Minister Leslie Ramsamy.
Don't speak.
Yeah, that was Minister Leslie Ramsamy. So the thing now is that RPA, who supposedly has to represent the rice farmers, this was regulated by law by the British government, and we took it over. Unfortunately, the RPA became an arm because it was based on this race politic of the ruling party before this government, and they using the farmers. And this is what I'm pleading to the farmers to wake up. You're a football of a party. You got to stand up for your rights. You got to sanitize RPA. And that is what we had promised the people. But unfortunately, the AFC now has the Minister of Agriculture. Nothing happened with the RPA. It's like it was. The intervention fund, which is in the manifesto, nobody talks about it. The Agriculture Bank, nobody talks about it. So we're not back to square one. We have go back behind square one. That's what the situation is at this moment. And we're calling upon all farmers. I'm calling upon the RPA. Can we please leave party politics and rescue the rice industry? We don't need to go down like Gaisuku.
So you tell me the rice industry will collapse?
It will collapse when people can't make ends meet. Farmers who get $2,200 a bag, Mr. Sharma, they finished. They have to take a loan from a miller. When the miller gives them the advance, when they harvest the paddy, when the miller done with them, they still owe the miller.
Who's the largest rice miller in this country?
There's several large millers. The Hat Group has the largest group of mills. Tan Prasad has done extremely well. So this industry has developed in a very good way. But if you don't manage it and it collapses, then you have a problem.
Basically, give me some by the teacher salaries. It's a big issue right now.
Well, you know, I have said some time ago the teachers deserve an increase.
Yes.
And I'm a little disappointed they have not reached the stage where there's a movement forward. I discussed this with some people up to 2 nights ago. I'm hoping during the week they'll find some resolution so that the teachers can get their just desserts. The teachers are an important sector in our society, and like the rest of the public service, they should be given the appropriate attention.
So what the teachers demand? What they're demanding?
There's some difficulty now with identifying the arbitrator. I don't know if that has been settled as yet.
Why they deal so long?
What?
Why they deal so long?
I don't know. I was out of the country. I just came back a few hours ago.
Okay. Ram?
I got 2 points. I wanted to...
Make one. Number 2. Make one. Good.
I want to comment on what you said on the rights thing. I have a lot of papers here. I can't use them. The time doesn't allow me to do it. But the important thing is that this, I think Dr. Durga missed it, is that rights that was shipped to Panama was shipped under a name which was not the shipper. That is the crucial issue. And it has to be investigated.
How you know you got it wrong?
I have it in my phone here, Mr.
It's a fact.
I have it in my phone. That the man who named this, whose company they sent this rice in, It is not the man that shipped the rice.
How you know that? How you know that?
Because I have it in my phone.
Okay.
It's documented.
And what Mr. Hassan, who is being appointed unilaterally violating the rights board law, which says the board of directors must appoint the general manager, Mr. Jarvis, George Jarvis, appointed him. That is why Mr. Jarvis is on leave. He's on leave, but then he was reappointed.
Okay.
He was appointed to a very important post. He's appointed to a post, he heads the foreign funded project. Mr. Holder appointed him. This is a man who was sent on leave, Mr. Sharma. This is what we're talking about, that the corruption carries on in another form. And so the people at the end who are suffering are the poor rice farmers who plant rice to feed us in this country. And we treat them with total disrespect. The PPP did that, and the AFC has done it openly. And they make no apologies for appointing a man who was taken to the court, and the case was dismissed on technicality. But he can get caught again, because there's another case coming up. This is how we treat our people who are producers, and that we cannot allow that to happen. The other issue I want to raise is this. Yes, I think it was yesterday, Friday, I attended the Indigenous Heritage Month. And one of the main speakers on that list was the chairman of the Region 3, Mr. Faber. Mr. Faber is a friend of mine. He's a nice fellow. But the fact that he did not turn up yesterday is a very serious indictment against the PPP. And it confirms what I've been saying, Mr. Sharma, over and over again on this program, that Mr. Jagdeo is unpatriotic. He runs a campaign of sabotage and boycott on this government.
What evidence you got on that?
But you know,
What evidence you got on that?
yesterday's evidence, I'm telling you. Yesterday's evidence of the fact that this gentleman, who is the leader of the council, the region, did not attend this meeting. This is not a partisan meeting. That place was filled of Amerindian people coming to celebrate their event with nice food, nice drink, nice music, and nice dance. And he failed. The thing was held at his building where he has his office. That needs to be investigated. The minister, I'm calling on the minister, Mr. Bulkan, to investigate. Why is it that the chairman didn't come to that event? That was not a political event. It was an event that was organized by the people themselves in collaboration with the region.
And was he scheduled to speak?
He was on the list. On the list to speak. He was on the list to speak, Mr. Sharma. Mr. Faber. Mr. Faber has to answer to us. He has to answer to the Amerindian people. He has to answer to the minister of Mr. Bulkan. Because they all, Mr. Sharma, these people receive handsome salaries. And they must be made accountable. They must be made accountable to the citizens of this country through the channels and the structure of society.
Mr. Green, there's a burning issue with his salary. Real burning issue at this time.
It has to, and I believe will be resolved.
Yes.
I'm concerned it's taking so long.
Yeah.
And as I said a moment ago, this is a matter that I believe requires intervention at the highest level.
Yeah.
I don't know where the Ministry of Labour is in this whole matter.
Okay.
I expressed my view on this station before.
Yes.
That,
I know that, yes.
I found him
wanting.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter which I don't think should be allowed to.
What are you going to say about the rice industry, sugar industry now?
Well, enough has been said about that. The sugar industry was on the royal road to destruction since the end of 1996, 97. No. On the PPP.
Okay.
And what has happened is that there's so much of money involved, so much of money was being subsidized the industry by the PP for political reasons, that it has now become uneconomic. The same situation in Trinidad with the